tips to improve health starting today. Click the link down below. Comment down below. Please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss any of these videos when I post them. And you can download this PDF right here that I'm going over for free. Click the link below. You can download it immediately. Get healthy the simple way. Everyday tips to improve health starting today. What I like to do is start with the basics. You got to have a good foundation when it comes to health and nutrition. So it just makes everything easier. You got to know the basics, what to eat, what not to eat, and then you can make adjustments from there. Reduce some of the things you've been eating a little too much of, add more of the things that you're not. But you do have to start somewhere, and I think a good base is where to start. So, it's really simple. If you really break it down, it's very simple. Don't overcomplicate this. You know what good food is. You know what bad food is. For the most part, there's a few things in there that you are not sure of or thought that they were good for you, but they're not. And we'll get into those types of things later on. But you know that you should be eating fruits and vegetables mostly. You know that you shouldn't be eating cakes and cookies and ice cream and fried foods. You already know this. Okay? Diets don't work. Long-term nutrition does. If a diet is too complicated or restrictive, it's not sustainable. And it is considered a fad if it won't work long time. You've seen the diets come and go. Atkins is a perfect example of what's going on now with keto. It's basically the same thing. They're telling you to eat protein, 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 meat, meat, meat. No. Yes, you might lose some weight. Absolutely. You might shock your body a bit into losing some weight, but you will most likely never be able to sustain that. It's too difficult. It's too restrictive. And the bottom line is it is horrible for you. I'm sorry, but eating bacon and meats all the time, cheese, is not good for you. Yes, you can eat a little bit of it. In my opinion, I think life is too short to never eat a piece of bacon again or a piece of cheese. But it cannot be what you eat the majority of the time. It's proven. There's way too many studies out there that show that eating animal products long-term causes a lot of problems. Okay? So I highly suggest you do start to reduce those things as best as you can, as soon as you can. When you go into the grocery store, 60 to 80% of food in the grocery store is not food. It's processed crapola, right? Stay out of the middle aisles. Maybe you can get some brown rice in the middle aisles. You can get some beans and things like that. But for the most part, you need to stay out of the middle aisles in the grocery store because it's full of nothing but processed junk food. You need to be going around the outside to your meats, organic meat section, your fruits and vegetables. And that should be the majority of what you eat. Okay. You don't have to restrict yourself or give up all your favorite foods. You just need to limit them. You shouldn't be eating ice cream and cheese sandwiches, fried chicken, candies and cookies and chips. You shouldn't be eating that stuff daily, and you know it. Okay? But can you eat it once in a while? Of course you can. I believe if you eat as clean as possible 80% of the time, you can indulge on occasion. If you got a thing for ice cream, and you limit your sugar intake on a daily basis, you know what? You probably could get away with eating a portion, not a half gallon or a quart of ice cream, but a small, little, satisfying portion of ice cream. Maybe throw some nuts on it, throw some fresh berries on it. You can help make things that you like, your junk foods, better if you throw some other things on top of them to balance it out a bit. But if you limit your sugar and fat intake, you probably could get away with eating a half a cup, a quarter of a cup, just some tastes of your favorite indulgent, food items if you want to. I wouldn't probably recommend it, but you probably could. If a diet involves counting, restricting calories and certain things, most of the time people are not going to stick with it. Did you know that if you eat properly, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, beans, nuts, you will never ever have to count another calorie again because your body is getting the nutrients that it needs. You're filling your gut with high fiber foods, satisfying foods that aren't going to make you hungry in an hour or 2 hours. That's the problem with eating all this junk and processed food. It isn't doing anything for your body, so your body is always craving more of it, more sugar, more salt, more fat, more of the bad stuff that it doesn't need. You will be shocked once you start feeding your body the nutrients, the macronutrients, the micronutrients that it needs, the phytochemicals that come from all these fruits and vegetables, how your life, your body, and your mind will change. It can take a few days, if not a few weeks, to get used to it, okay? But you will be amazed at what can happen. Here's a few quick tips. The easiest and simplest shortcut to better health is to have the largest portion of your plate vegetables. Most of us are programmed, right, to eat a meal with a meat, a starch, and a vegetable on our plates, and most of us have always had most of the plate filled with the starch and the meat and just a tiny little spot for the vegetables. You got to reverse this. Vegetables need to be the focus of your meals, and then the whole grains, and the least amount, in my opinion, should be meat. Now, yes, I do eat meat on occasion, but I do not eat it like I used to, and I do not miss it whatsoever. The feeling that I used to have, the sluggishness when I ate a big meal full of, pasta and then some meat, how long it took to get through my system. Did you know that our digestive systems were not designed to digest meat? If you look at a lion, a tiger, the meat eaters, their digestive systems are very short. So when they eat flesh, it goes through their system very quickly. Our systems are the opposite of that. Food is slowly digested through our system. Meat takes the longest. Meat can take 24 to 72 hours to digest in the human body. Fruit, a couple of hours. Vegetables, 8, 12, 15 hours, much, much less. That's how our bodies were designed. That's why I think the majority of our foods should be fruits and vegetables. Plus, protein really does nothing for us in terms of micronutrients, right? We do need a little bit of protein, which, of course, you can get from fruits and vegetables and whole grains and beans and nuts. But we don't need to eat meat. It's full of fat and protein, and basically no micronutrients that are really the most important thing that we can put into our bodies. There are not too many vegetables that you can eat too much of those. That you can eat too much of those. I suggest you focus your meals around vegetables instead of around meat. All right. Next, we're going to talk about sugar, but that's it for today. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget, click the thumbs up, subscribe.